Well, welcome back to my latest video, and today I'm gonna make a video edit for Simon Squibb, and I'm gonna repeat this exact edit. As you see, it is really cool and I really like it. I have already tried to do it. Let's move on and create a new fusion composition and just drag it in the timeline. And of course we need to set the full screen so you will have more space to work. And this is our media out node. And of course the first thing we need to do is to add a background, and I'd say change it to gradient. So in this part it has to be some kind of violet like this. It's not very important by for now. And then we need to copy this kind of color, move here and paste it, and then make it a bit lighter, something like that. Then the next thing I would love to do is to add a merge node and to add just some kind of texture to the background. I think it will look pretty cool. So I have got this texture. uh, as you see, it's just a couple of lines and other stuff and other scratches. So I will drag this into the merge, and in the merge I need to change the apply mode to screen, and then I will just blend it. So I mean, something like this is gonna be perfect, absolutely perfect. And now we need to create a grid. In order to do that, we need to press shift and spacebar and just write grid and choose this one, a regular grid, and we have to edit. Then over here we need to write 1, and here we have to change it to 0.1 as well as this one, 0.1. And the next thing we need to do is to change row cells, and they have to be something like 10, and column, in order to make these a square, if I'm not mistaken, something like 17. So let's just write 17 and have a look. Yeah, I mean, this looks absolutely perfect, and we will need in this video, so I will just drag it in and that's all. For now, I mean, we have to do nothing with it, but for now it's just a log video, as you see, nothing special. We will need in this later. I will leave it here. And now, after adding a grid, first of all we need to blend it out to something like that. And as you see now, even more, it has to be barely visible, I'd say. And I think that's perfect. And well, let's move on. And now I would love to add a merge node. Of course, it's absolutely necessary. Actually, we'll need into merges in the future, but let's start with this one. And in order to create a style we want, the only thing we need to do is to add a background and add a rectangle and subtract the size to something like that. It's not important the size, I mean. And increase the corner radius. It's pretty fundamental because, as you see, we'll create this cool texture and it looks absolutely marvelous, I mean. And I would say I would love to move it to somewhere here. It's not actually important by for now, but let's move it here. And now we need to add another rectangle, absolutely the same, it has to be absolutely identical, and drag in a merge node. And then I would love to add this into the green input, so it will be on the foreground. and I think it will be better like that. So now it's time to change the color to white, and the fundamental thing is to uncheck solid, so, and increase just a little bit a border width, and I would increase it even more to something 0.2, so you will see it, yeah, like that. And the only thing we need to do is to decrease the length, as you see, decrease length to something like that, and change the position so it will be in the angle. I mean, this is pretty cool, I'd say. It's pretty equal, I'd say, so I will leave it like that. I really like it. And as you see, in the original video, it was in the 3D space. As you see, it's a 3D space. So in order to do that, let's create a 3D space, and we'll turn it a little bit to the right. And in order to do that, we'll need to add, after the merge node, image plane 3D. This is the node we need to add. Afterwards, we need to add a renderer node, render 3D. This is the node we need, and only afterwards we can connect it with the merge node. And as you see, yeah, it became a bit small, so the only thing we need to do is just increase the size and change the position, so to some, yeah, somewhere here. I mean, it's just a test, so I would even change to 2.5, so it will be easier, a bit easier. No, and that's why I made it way too small, because I didn't see all the screens, so the scale even 2.7 will be okay, and then just drag it a little bit downwards and to the right, so somewhere here. I mean, that's gonna be okay. And as you've seen, there was a shadow, and I know you guys can think we just need to add a shadow, and as you see, nothing happens. And I know it's very annoying, but we do need to add a new merge node before this one. So before the grid, we need to press shift plus spacebar and write a merge node, or drag it from here, and then we need to press Ctrl C and then Ctrl Shift V, so we will create an instance node. Then press Ctrl C and then Ctrl Shift V, and then we need to connect them like that, and in the green input of the merge. And of course, we need to add these two nodes, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and dragging them in the green input. And as you see, nothing happened. And how come? I don't understand it. Of course, because we need to increase the soft edge to something. No, I'd say, you know, I would love to increase the size, border width to 0.4. Wait a second, and decrease the soft edge, or even 0.5, I don't know. And as you see, we have this kind of shadow. It is absolutely genial. And why did I do it? Why did I use instance nodes? And as you see, we can change a rotation like that, and it changes. So, and we had to change the rotation to somewhere here. I mean, this is absolutely perfect. I would even write 15 maybe. No, it's way too much. I will I would love to write 12. 12 will be pretty good, and increase the scale to 2.8. Of course, we need to move it a little bit to the right. Yeah, like that, I mean. And as I see, we need to decrease the size of the soft edge. It looks way too much. Now, I mean, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. If you want, you can change it by on your taste. I mean, that's not a problem. As you see, you can just play with the size and etc. And as you see, we have no text. That's an exact thing we're gonna do now. So now let's add a merge node over here. This is our new merge node, and the second merge, and you'll see why we need in that merge. So we'll add two text nodes. The first text node is gonna be, for example, 5. I like this number. And over here we need to write step. Of course, now, and as we have done that, the only thing we need to do is to play with our merge node. So you need to increase the size of this beautiful number, I mean, to something extremely enormous. This is gonna be okay, and I will need to decrease the size, but that's not the case right now. I mean, I don't care that much. I could even try to copy the center. I don't know how it's gonna work. I just want to try that. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, that works pretty well, so I would just copy the Y and Y, and as you see, yeah, it works. I mean, that's pretty cool. And the same thing we need to do with our text number 2. But here we have to change only X and then drag it downwards to somewhere here. And of course, as I told you, I would love to decrease the size of this to 2.5, 0.25, and that's gonna look way better, of course. And as you see, it has no volume. I mean, it's terrible. So now we need to make this text not in 3D, but we need to make it look better. That's an exact thing we are gonna add with a gradient node. And as you see, it has way too much gradient, so I would love to create a keyframe here and just make it white. And play with the values, so somewhere here, as you see, is gonna look pretty cool. And of course, we need to add a glow node, soft glow. Soft glow is pretty fundamental, and just decrease the size of the glow to somewhere. I mean that's absolutely perfect. I would love to decrease the size of the glow. I mean, to somewhere 0.20, 0.5, and here 0.2, and this looks absolutely cool, as you see. And now of course we need to add a drop shadow node. Shadow, it is really important for this one. Maybe it will add a little bit of shadow and a little bit more contrast. As you see, I really like it. I mean, somewhere here. I love this. I'm pretty sure it looks absolutely decent for you. Soft glow for this one, and of course decrease the blend, decrease the gain, decrease the glow, so to somewhere here. And you know, I would love to change the font style. I mean, I absolutely hate it. Why does P look so weird? I mean, okay, never mind. Let's leave it like that. I hate this P, but I mean, that's out of my power. But you know, guys, I would love to decrease this whiteness of this node to somewhere here. I mean, you know, that adds like 3D space. I don't know. It looks pretty cool. I really love this. And as you see, of course, we need to add that image, this one, and let's go and do that. And now, of course, we will need to create the same stuff. It is turned to the left, so we will need to work in a little bit of 3D space. I mean, it's so easy to do that you don't even need to use camera 3D, so everybody can do this with no problems at all. Render 3D, as always, render 3D, then we need to add a image plane 3D and connect them all together. And of course now, next thing we have to do is to add a background node and a shape. I'm sorry, we don't need to add a background node. We actually need to take this media too and drag it like that and put in the green input of image plane 3D. And as you see, we have this beautiful image in the image. Of course, now we need to work with the size and actually increase it. I mean, to somewhere here. Why? Well, it doesn't work as I intended it to be. Let's move on and turn it somewhere like that. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. And now let's just drag it a little bit upwards, so we will have 2.5 from here, and it is way, let's set the value to 1.5. It's gonna be absolutely perfect, I think. Yeah, I mean, it's not in the center, but yeah, okay, let's drag it a little bit downwards so it will be right in the center of the image. And if you want to be sure that it is in the center, you need to press Ctrl plus G, and you will have this center, this grid that will help you. But I actually don't really need it right now, and I would love to decrease the size. I mean, guys, it is way too big. I mean, and I will decrease the size over here. It is way too much. I mean, I don't like it. I genuinely don't think it looks cool. And let's move it a little bit to the left. I mean, somewhere here. And also this has to be moved to the right, to somewhere here. I mean now it looks absolutely perfect. And as you see, this has to have a shadow. That's another thing we are gonna add. It's gonna work like with this one, so I don't really want to show you all the stuff I'm gonna do, but if you want, you can skip like 1 minute or 2 minutes of the video, and I will just create that shadow. I mean, nothing special. So if you want to follow me, so let's press Ctrl C, Ctrl V, create this instant merge, instant plane 3D, the same stuff with image render 3D, connect them all together, all the same stuff. And here we have to copy the rectangle, use a background node, black background node, and edit like that. And as you see, I've made a mistake. I forgot to add a new merge node, because it has to be in a new merge node. So we need to take a merge node and put it in here. And as you see, we have the image in the other image. Of course, as you have already understood, I would love to increase the border width to somewhere 0.03. I'm sorry, it is way too much. I mean 0.03 like that, and it is going to be absolutely invisible. And now increase the border width. I mean guys, soft edge. I mean guys, just look at this. Just no, I'm sorry, way too much. 0.2 maybe. 0.2. No, 0.15. 0.15. I mean guys, look at it. And here I would love to decrease the soft edge to 0.15. I mean it is absolutely beautiful. 0.15. Look at it. I mean guys, it is absolutely decent. And here, this is what we have now. I'm sorry for my slow computer, but this is it. I mean, it is absolutely decent. Of course, if you want to see everything, you should decrease the resolution of your playback. So in order to do that, you need to choose playback, timeline playback resolution, and change it to half. Nothing will change, but your computer will work smoothly. As you see, it works way faster. Of course, it's not a real time, but it's way better. And let's just work with the this node graph, and I will make it look a little bit better, and I will come back to you in a minute. And guys, I've done it. This is how our node tree has to look like. And now we could add some of the motion. So in order to do that, of course, we'll need to add a transform node for all of them, and also we will have to use the same instance for transform nodes. So let's just add it here, transform xf, of course, and now just Control C, Control and drag it here. And this is how it's gonna look like. I mean guys, I have messed something up, of course. That is absolutely necessary to mess something up, of course. But yeah, because I don't forget to use right inputs, of course guys. I mean, it was weird to make such a mistake. And guys, of course, we need to add a text over here. So in order to add a text, of course, we need to add a merge node, a text node, and take consistent action. That's it. I mean, guys, that's absolutely obvious. If you really want to become a video editor, I do really want to become a video editor. I'm not actually an editor, but guys, to recreate an edit of other people and get to know how to do it, it is absolutely necessary to do it. I mean guys, look at this. I mean it's absolutely easy. It's easy peasy. I mean, look at this. I could even change this font because I don't like this one. Yeah, that's it. That's it. This text is edited. Of course, I would love to edit over here. That means somewhere here, because I would love to. I would love to make it in 3D. I mean, like this. It looks absolutely cool. Of course, I could add a shadow. I mean, guys, why not add a shadow? So let's do this. Shadow. Add a small shadow. Softness. Increase the softness. Now let's have a look what we get. I mean, guys, it is absolutely cool. It is absolutely marvelous. I don't believe it actually comes true, guys. It's absolutely marvelous. And of course now it doesn't look that cool, the node tree, but we always can move it a little bit to left, like that. No, I won't do that, so it has no sense. I mean, the only thing we need to do is to work with keyframes and, like, for example, for the first keyframe, change the Y to, yeah, of course my computer doesn't, yeah, I'm sorry. And the only thing we need to do after adding keyframe, just move it out of the frame, and for example on the frame 12 in, so for me I have got 24 frames per second, so it will be in a half of a second. uh, Set the value to 0.5. And then if I want to make this movement not linear but smooth, I need to actually go to spline, add a transform node, select all the keyframes and process. It is, guys, it is absolutely easy. And look at this. Yeah, it looks perfect. But now, of course, on the keyframe 12, I would love to make this text on right. So just add a on right node, a keyframe, move like, I mean, 6 frames further, and drag it to the end. And this is what you're gonna have. Guys, isn't it absolutely perfect? If you want to color grade something, of course you can go here. I mean, work with it. You can decrease the blue if you don't want to have this weird stuff. I mean, I didn't want to, so I worked with color slice and decreased a little bit of the density, so it looked a little bit more realistic. Of course, it's not that cool as this one, of course, but guys, I don't really like this much glow. I don't like it. By the way, if you want, you can add a glow over here. So let's even do this. Of course, let's move to the node graph. Go over here, soft glow, and add a little bit of glow, guys. They added too much glow. Text is absolutely unreadable. I mean, guys, look at this. Of course, if you want to add more glow, just go here and add a little bit of glow, like this. Add more glow over here, and this is it. Of course, I swear God, I don't know how to adjust these colors so it will be a perfect square. I don't know how they did it. I have no ideas how they did these lines. If you know how to do them, please write down in the comments. I will really appreciate that. And you know, guys, I actually messed up. It's not that violet, I'd say it's actually pretty blue somewhere here. Yeah, and I would love to decrease the size of the, yeah, that's way better. And guys, if you want to move the shadow a little bit to the right, so it will have no shadow over here, it's not realistic to have a shadow here. So let's do it. If you want to make it more realistic, let's go in the rectangle node and actually move it a little bit to the right, like that. Of course, I would love to decrease the width to the same size. So that's it. That's it, guys. That's absolutely it. You don't need to do anything else, and you get a perfect image. You can add as many steps as you want, and on the background you will have this video, any video you actually want. If you like the video, please hit like and subscribe button, and I will really appreciate if you will order my edit. First edit will be for free, and then we'll talk about the price and etc. So I will leave my link on my Gmail in the comments, and just write me. I will answer you and we will talk. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate that you watch my videos, and see you around. Bye bye.